Just 2 seconds.
Good. Okay. Let's probably start. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the show. This is part 2 of mentoring conversation, and tonight we're focusing on mentoring through service, leadership, and present. And I am joined by some of the finest co-workers on this side of heaven who are deputies doing not just enforcing the law, but mentoring young people every day in the school system. And these are a bunch of young people. I call them young people. Sometimes we can seem a little old, but these are some phenomenal people tonight that we will have a conversation with. And they just not mentoring in schools. They on the football field, they on the basketball courts. They are in their own place, own right, wherever they mentor at. We want to also celebrate them tonight as being great mentors. And tonight we're going to talk about what it really looks like to be a mentor in youth, in schools, sports, and how relationship building impact considered guidance, guiding our young people through everyday life. So I'm excited to be with these colleagues of mine. They are my family at work. I can call them. You know how you can call people? People will say, hey, pick up the phone. You can call me anytime, but I can call them up and have a conversation with them. And they don't know, but I want to tell them I love them all. I love them because of who they are in their own right. I do love them and appreciate their friendship and the relationship that we all have with one another. And then we do have some other colleagues that are missing tonight, but we thank God for the time that these ones took out for us tonight. So we're going to have them introduce themselves, and I'm going to start off with Jay Barnes. Can you just introduce yourself?
Good evening. I'm James Barnes. I've been in law enforcement for roughly about 5.5 years. That's on the level. And I'm also a deacon in my church. And I just enjoy having fun, having a good time and laughter.
Thank you, Deputy Barnes. I'm gonna go right here to Deputy K.
Well, good evening. It's a pleasure being on the line tonight. I'm Corporal K. I've been with the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff for 10 years now. I am a football coach at Bishop McNamara High School currently, and I'm an associate minister at my church. But besides that, man, I like having fun and enjoying life. But mentoring is definitely I'm excited about being here.
Thank you, sir. Good to meet you, Corporal K. We're gonna go right to Nikki P.
Good evening. My name is Nikki P. Deputy Purse, whatever you want to call me. I've been in law enforcement for 4 years. I've always done mentorship. My previous job was a school bus driver, so always been with kids. I did a school bus driver for 14 years before I joined law enforcement. So I've had my share of dealing with students, and I don't plan to end that anytime soon. That's my heart, my passion. I love dealing with students, kids, just helping people. That's it for me.
And then last but not least is Corporal Brown.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my audio keeps going in and out. So if you see me, I keep playing with it, but it's working for right now. Corporal Brown, I would say that I've been in this unit with mentoring youth probably about like 4 to 5 years now, and I do enjoy it. Some things that I do in my free time are traveling, spending time with family. I do have, some younger siblings who are around some of the kids' ages who we mentor. So, I still deal with the youth a lot, even outside of mentoring. But I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy being in the community. I was
Yeah. You hear it? Connection went out. But go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. What was the last thing you heard?
You got young siblings, that the age of the young people that you mentor.
Yeah, so I do mentoring this inside and outside of the school. I'm engaged in the community inside and outside of school. And like I said, it's the best kept secret. I love it. I'd much rather deal with young people than adults, is what I always say. And
Okay. Let's get on into this show. Hey, I want you all that's on here watching us to share, like, subscribe. I want you to spread the word, because these deputies are going to tell you why they mentor. I'm going to ask them a couple questions tonight. They're going to answer in their own way. And I'm going to let them be authentic, right? As mentoring. Mentors and them as having I'm going to ask questions. Have they all had a mentor themselves growing up? But I'm going to jump right into the first question, beyond the badge. Beyond the badge. What does mentoring mean to you as a deputy? What does mentoring mean to you? I'll give you about 20 seconds. You know how we do our young people in school. Give you about 20 seconds, get yourself together. Then we're going to answer that question. What does mentoring mean to you as a deputy? What does mentoring mean to you as a deputy? Deputy Barnes, you want to start us off?
Sure. No, not a problem. I'll start off first. So mentoring for me as a deputy, it's a different way of, it's still within law enforcement, but it's a different way of enforcing the law, because doing so, you're able to affect the kids before any possible type of bad things could happen, before they could get caught up into the system. So you take that moment, and then you take the time where you can actually make an impact on them. And they also get to see law enforcement in a different light. They get to see us versus running up and down the street, flashing lights, arresting people, taking people to jail. They can get to see us truly as a human, as well as, they get to ask them the question, hey, I'm a father, I have kids. The same thing that you all are going through, my kids have gone through. So I can relate in a lot of ways in the things that you do, the things that you feel, the things that you may possibly be going through. So those are the type of things I look at towards mentoring, to answer if I'm answering your question.
Okay. Yes. I want to have Nikki P help us out with her answer to that question. What does mentoring mean to you as a deputy?
Mentoring is listening. Sometimes people don't have a person that they can talk to. So listening, being here to hear other people's problems, being relatable. I can hear a person cry for help, and I can relate to most of the situations, or I know somebody else that has dealt with the same type of situation. So mentoring is basically being able to listen and to relate, and being able to voice an opinion to help that person when whatever they're going through.
Okay.
Listening is the most important part, though, because we won't know if we don't listen. We can't just assume what someone's going through. We have to be we have to be able to listen, and we have to build that trust, because they're not going to talk to us without building that trust. So trust and communication, listening ear is mentoring for me.
Wow, you touched on the key. One of the key things is listening, and without listening, you did mention you'll never know what your mentee is going through. Wow. Okay. Listening. And Bond said it's not about just the flashing lights and running up and down the street. So you have to listen, and then also we have to be mindful that us as deputies is not about lights and sirens and going from 0 to 100. So Corporal K, if you don't mind, when I answer that same question, what does mentoring mean to you as a deputy?
What mentoring means, before I joined this section, I had a different I actually had a experience with the youth they actually was coming from Cheltenham, because I actually worked in the juvenile section in the courthouse. So before I actually saw them actually in the school setting, I actually saw them in the jail setting. So so it was kind of a different mindset for me, because it was like, now I'm just seeing these kids as far as behind the sales. Now I'm seeing them like actually in school. So, but my mindset as far as switching, actually becoming before I joined in the community partnership, was actually said, if I can reach just one, if I can just get one, the change from being in school to staying in school, than from going to school to jail, so but mentoring means to me is definitely is I'm a firm believer of meeting them where they are. I think sometimes as adults, and sometimes we expect, some people who we call ourselves mentoring to actually meet us where we are, but actually we supposed to set the example and actually meet them where they are, and build on something, and work on like my Nikki P just stated, as far building that trust. But actually it's coming down to, actually, can you be relatable? Can you be understanding of what they're going through? And understanding, like, once you develop that and you can build on top of that, then you just easy to direct and maneuver. But meeting them where they are is my biggest thing, as far as with the whole mentoring thing. And like I said, but seeing both dynamics and both sides of the spectrum, really enlightened me, and really helping me now, as far as mentoring them in the schools, actually seeing what they were going through, actually on the jail side of things, on the criminal side of things, to actually seeing them now, to know that I can help them out better. But like I said, my plan is, like I said, I know I can't reach them all, but if I can just get one, and start there, and then hope reach one, but each one teach one, and as long as I can just reach one, and that's my goal each and every day.
Wow, appreciate that answer. It's just you mentioned one critical thing is meeting them on their level, meeting them where they are. And I think some mentors, and I say, might miss that point, right? Of meeting young people where they are. Meeting it as a mentor, if it's to young people, to adults, sometimes we have to meet people where they are. We have to be that listening ear that they need. We have to be. I'm gonna point that question right to Brown, if possible. And the same question goes for you, Deputy Brown, is what does mentoring mean to you as a deputy? What does it mean?
Lamb, can you let me in on my computer, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. So, as we continue and we wait for Brown to get on. Brown, are you can you hear us?
I'm here.
Okay.
Sure you can hear me now.
All right. What does mentoring mean to you as a deputy?
So I would say mentoring means to me is support, I would say, biggest thing. Because a lot of these, some of the students we come in contact with, they don't really have support at home. Kind of touching on what Paris said, being that support system, a lot of the students don't really, if they do have their parents in the household, both parents, they're sometimes feeling like they can't talk to them after, talking with some of the students, they can't really open up to them, or they have a fear of being judged or certain things. And my role I kind of like to play is kind of that support, or that person you can come and talk to, whether you're having a bad day, whether you're having a good day, whether you need advice, whether you need to hear something uplifting in the moment, whether you might be having low confidence in something or low self-esteem. That's usually where I like to come in and kind of help support some of the students. Another thing some of the students have too is just like potential that they don't see. So bringing that out, helping bringing out their leadership that they might have, or even just as a Black woman, seeing Black women in other roles. Because I know for me, like in school, I never seen, like where I was from, I never seen Black female officers at all. Like I never thought of being a Black female officer because I never seen it. I never thought it was something that was possible. So that wasn't something I seen until I was like after high school. And then that's when I was like, okay, this is something that I could do. Like it opened my eyes up just seeing it. Sometimes you'll be surprised at what your mind opens up to just being exposed to certain things. So I just like to, be that figure in their life. And even if they don't want to pursue law enforcement, whatever it is they want to do, I kind of like to figure it out what it is, talk to them, get to know them, and kind of help push them and help give them the confidence to,
Okay, you clocking a little T tonight, and that's what y'all words y'all say. Clock T, as the young people would say, you clock T.
Clock it.
I don't like that word at all.
Clock it.
Man, y'all answered the question straightforward, because these are questions beyond your badges, right? Because at the end of the day, and I believe all of us on this call have children of our own. They look up to us. And sometimes, people get caught up in what you wear, what uniform you put on, and not knowing what's beyond the badge. And so that's our segue into this question is, how does trust start to form with young people? And I'm not going to go to Deputy Barnes first again. I'm gonna go to Nikki P first. How does trust start to form through young people?
I would say trust starts with you sharing first. If you're open and you can, okay, so I'm an officer, right? But I'm not going to get into my classroom or around my students and just talk about police stuff. I need them to know that I'm human as well, just like them. Um, the same stuff that they see their parents go through, I could be possibly going through it. I have children. I have children that's possibly their age or older. So basically, sharing what I go through, or what I've experienced, or what I've seen, make them feel comfortable to talk to me, because I've seen it before. Like I have a daughter that's your age. Oh, I took my daughter there. What did you do when you did? I just share things that go like what I did over the weekend, what my daughter did over the weekend, what my son did over the weekend. So when they hearing stuff that's going on in my life, then they like, oh yeah, you know about that. And even outside of that, just regular stuff. Like we can talk about music, like we can talk about Cardi B, we can talk about rappers, like or music, just anything that I feel that's relatable. I share what I like, and then it gives them the opportunity to share what they like, and we build that bond.
Wow. Okay. And one of the things I like that you said, and it segue back to what Corporal K mentioned, is to meet them on their level, right? And you mentioned, listen, if they talk about Cardi B, hey, Deputy Paris, hey, can we talk about a rapper, right? Or hey, and some of you all that don't know, and I pray that Deputy Paris don't get me for this, but Deputy Paris does hair. And young people, especially young girls, they talk about, the edges and, hey, Deputy Paris, how do I?
Down middle part, they be like, yeah.
So it's just having them authentic conversations. And we have to be mindful. Y'all know, as a squad, that's my word. We have to be mindful, right? Because these young people are our future. And I want to now, since we're on fire now, I'm going to segue this to Deacon James Barnes. Come on through here, D. Come on. How does trust start to form with young people?
You know, that's a very good and very interesting question, because trust is something that's really hard to earn and very hard to get, especially with a young person coming from an adult. And just how it was said earlier, you have to be able to meet them on their level, because at a lot of times they look at you as the old person, and that we were like that, we were born old, that we were never on there, that we never were kids. And we have to explain to them, hey, the same things that you're going through, I've done. So I can relate. It's just a different era. But as things change, things are always still the same. And then just like I let them know, hey, I have kids. My kids are older than you. But the same conversation I'm having with you all, I had with my kids. And it's all about building that, trying to build a bond. Once you're able to build a bond with them, you can build trust with them. So one of the things that I did this school year, on the first day of school, I didn't wear my uniform. Well, I had my uniform on, but I had a school shirt on over top of it. So they never knew that I was quote unquote the police. So the next class that we had, because I introduced myself as Mr. Barnes, and I never told them that. All I said was I work for the sheriff office. I never told them the actual job that I do within the sheriff office. So the next day, well, not the next day, but the next class that I had with them, I was in full uniform. And they're like, whoa, wait a minute. So I had to let them know, hey, first day you met me, I was Mr. Barnes. Now you meet me, I'm Deputy Barnes. So now you're able to see that there's two different roles that I do carry. There's many hats that we all wear, and being able to understand the difference between the two. And I let them know, hey, Deputy Barnes always has an open door policy. Whether you're going through something, whether you just need somebody to talk to, you having an issue with a teacher, another student, I'm here for you. I said, now just keep in mind, depending on the severity of it, Deputy Barnes gonna have to go to admin for whatever it is. I said, but I'm not trying to be your friend, but I'm here to help mentor you and to guide you through life on those things where you may find it difficult.
Barnes, I like how you said the first day of school, you didn't wear, you had a shirt over your uniform, right? So,
yes.
So the young people can see the authentic side of you.
Yes.
So they wouldn't see that man here to do what? Lock us up, take us to jail. And that's where some of our young people have a struggle with.
Yes.
They struggle with, because so much is going on in the world. You made them seem like you made them feel comfortable before going in. And some of us can do that, some of us can't, right?
So the interesting part with that also, so when I came back, when they saw me the next class with the uniform, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, is this a class for bad kids? And so I threw it right back. I said, are you a bad child? No. Well, then you just answered your own question.
Wow.
So no, it's not a class for bad kids. It's a class that's going to make you better, make you stronger. And if you can succeed in this classroom, you should be able to succeed in other classrooms, and then it should spill over into your everyday life.
I like that. Reverend K, I'm gonna get you last. I want to go ahead to Corporal Brown real quick. Corporal Brown, I want you to answer the same question that the rest of the two deputies already did, and that's how trust starts to form with young people. How does that start? What does it look like?
I think trust starts to form just based off showing you care, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in there and you don't care, you just doing it because it's something that's easy to do, or you faking the funk, they're gonna feel that. Like, I just feel like just go in there, show you care, talk to them, get to know them, right? Ask them questions, open up about yourself too, relating to them, because you might have some things that you like or that you're into that your students actually like. Like for me, like everybody knows I don't like pickles. That's one of the first things I tell my students, like that first week. And I have a bunch of students who don't like pickles either. So that automatically just like, oh, okay, like, gives them something to relate to you with. I feel like that's number one. And then number two is just show you care.
Wow. The word care came up. To show them that you care. And how do you do that, Brown? Real quick, how you said how did you let them know that you care?
Get to know them.
Okay.
Actually, like when you're talking to them, give them your attention when they come in. How you doing? How you feeling? Like, show interest in their life.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Show an interest. And also just like being genuine. People feel that energy is a thing. And I feel like the kids can feel that too.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Reverend K, come on in here, man. Same question for you. Thank you, Corporal Brown, for that.
No problem.
Come on in here. How does trust start to form with young people?
That's a great question. Me, I just look at it as far as, it's multiple layers to it, multiple factors that can be involved with the whole trust thing. One of them is be genuinely and be you, be genuine. Like I said, in order to trust, they gotta trust you. It helps them to, if they actually know the real you. Not the you done created, not the you in uniform, not the you that you think you have to be, but no, be yourself. I tell them first day, I'm not a teacher, so don't you look at me that way. I'm not I'm not no PGCPS employee, so don't you look at me that way. Look, I'm gonna come here. I've come here. I got attitude sometimes. I don't feel like being here. Neither do you. But Lord and behold, but before they know it, then now they seeing the real side of me. Is, oh, he's just like he's just like everybody else. And then that builds the trust. Next thing I would say, as far as just you being available. Being available, because I know with my kids, this was a tough year. My kids were a little different this year, but to God be the glory, on that one. But I remember after we had a big little falling out. But I said that I'm not gonna give up on you all. I said I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna show up every day for you all. And before you know it, next thing I know, I had my class that was only supposed to be 12 people. Somehow or another, it turned into 20. I got 8 unofficial people that not even on my roster just show up to my class, just want to check up on Mr. K. Then I got half the 8th grade. I don't even know the names. They just be want to know where I've been at. So, but I'm saying, as far as it's just the showing up, and then now kids saying, as far as he's here, but he's not here to lock us up. He's not here to tell us we can't have fun. He's not here for all that. He's here to actually just for us to actually see law enforcement in a different light, but actually, I always like to pull, young men and young males to the side and say, hey man, it's a better life than that. What you're seeing, and you don't have to be a product of your environment. So just being there is actually there for them. Then the next thing I would say, as far as building their trust, is to actually show that they actually what they tell you can actually be in confidence, and it's confidential, and it's not like, what they tell you before as soon as they finish telling you it's down the end of the hallway or it's down somebody else. But they got to know that, hey, I'm sharing some vital information with you that I need to know that it can stay between me and you, and once they know that, then sometimes they tell you a little bit too much that you don't want to hear. But then that's how you know the trust, because this year at my school, I had my student told me, look, a little too much information, we got to stop. I'm like, all right, I done met you at your level. Now you got raised just a little bit up. You got meet me halfway, doc, because this gone a little bit too far. But it's just, I said, it's too much trust. But I respect it. I love them, and I always tell them, I don't know if nobody never told you that day, I love you. And even even with my kids on the field, I always make sure that even if nobody tell them that, man, I love them and I'm here for them, and anything that they need, and just being yourself, showing up, and actually and being and actually keeping the confidential, your stuff that y'all go over, different things like that, man. And once you build that trust, man, that you just be ready. That's all I can say.
Be ready for the ride. I know I'm hosting tonight, but I want to add on, because every last one of my colleagues has been to the classroom that I mentor young people, and it's about showing tough love. right? And I think that we all show tough love in different ways. And one of the things that you all mentioned was they will give you information. Well, you be like, oh, wait a minute, don't give me too much. Wait. And you don't know if to turn on your dad ear, your deputy ear, or the mentor ear, because now it becomes too much. You're like, man, you're gonna make me have to go to the house and knock on your door, and I gotta talk to mom and dad and see what the problem is in here. But that's trust. Would you all agree that young people need a trusted person to have an authentic conversation? And we all know that they're not getting it from home all the time. I have had young people that come to me and say, Deputy Lambert, you my father at work. And they want you to be their mom at work, and they want to be able to call you up and have conversations with you and email you. I remember the first time I started with you all, I gave my email address out and my email blew up. I was like, whoa, who is all these people? It was young people that were venting and wanted somebody to talk to. And this is where that trust come in at. They never would have used my email address if they didn't trust me. And if we all know, and people around the world know, that what's going on in the world. We have some young people that have been deported. We're going to be honest, mentors / deputies. And they are young people, you like, oh my God, you come to school the next day, oh, that person not here. Because they've been picked up. But they have grown, you have grown to love them and look past their behaviors, because mom and dad sends you Mike and Baby. They come to school every day and they might be turned up. And you like, I know this the best. Mom sent me the best child she had. Dad sent me the best child he had. And what may look like their best, you saying, oh my God, why is this kid so off the chain? Right? As mentors, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have had moments where you like in your classroom, like, can I go? I can go do something else. Put me back on the street. I go stand out in traffic, direct traffic, right?
I'm on that.
Look, I was going to say the same thing. You better preach.
Yeah, man.
Sure,
I remember last year, I think I had to call you about every other day.
It's hard being a mentor. It's hard for us, right? And people don't understand, because Nikki P said you have to listen. You have to listen. I can't overtalk my mentee because I don't know what my mentee going through. So I gotta get, before I can open, this is what I taught the kid. Don't listen to listen. Don't. Listen to understand. And so us as mentors, we have to listen to what? Understand them. Man, that trust, that building that trust hit a little different tonight for me. And I'm gonna get off that tantrum real quick. But this is beyond the badge, though. This is us beyond the badge.
And not to pick back off what you said as far as the email thing, that's good to, as mentors. What I came to realize, that thinking outside the box and realizing that what may work for one child may not work for another. And it may have taken that email thing. Maybe I say I don't feel comfortable talking to Deputy Lambert like this, so I just email it, and then that's that way I feel comfortable. But I'm still able to get it out. Or it might be Instagram, might be Twitter, whatever case may be. But now with this young generation, with everything else going on, AI and all this craziness, I don't know what's real and what's fake. You just got to think outside the box now, and real, because just it's gotta evolve with this mentoring thing, and that's why we're trying to go to Dallas, but we're gonna leave that alone.
Hey, but if I could say one other thing also,
the
whole thing to go along with that trust thing, because a lot of times when you tell these kids, trust me, so on and so forth, like I said, because you're trying to build that trust, and then you have situations where the kid may take a step back and you may have to make a phone call home. And then they say, Deputy Barnes, why you calling my parents? Why you got to make a phone call, this, that, and the third? And I pull them off to the side and I say, the reason why I had to make that phone call is because I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have made the call. And that's the way I had to break it down to them also. I made the call because I care and I don't want to see you do wrong. I want to continue to see you do right because you had that one little spot where you went a little crooked, but I'm trying to put you back on the straight.
Making a phone call home.
Like Lamb said, that's tough love too. That falls on it.
Tough love. We gotta have that piece. So let's segue into this question. How do you connect with students who may be struggling? How do we connect with children who may be struggling? How do we get to understand them? Yes, we might meet them on their level, but this kid's struggling. How do you connect with them as deputies?
May I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, go ahead.
How do you connect with that kid that's struggling? And it goes back to the same part where sometimes you got to do the tough part and you got to make the phone call. But then there's times when you tell them, hey, I was where you were. I wasn't always that straight A student. I wasn't always that student that was exemplary. We mess up. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to have the pitfalls or whatever, but know where you can go to be able to get out of that hole. Know what you can do to get that right. I mean, that issue that you have righted. And it's okay at times to not be okay in dealing with certain situations. And and feel free to ask for help when you have issues and everything.
Okay. Like popcorn, let's go. Bonds has set the tone. Let's jump on like popcorn. Go ahead, Nikki P.
Okay, so the last time I had a student in my classroom and I felt and saw that they didn't have, I could tell by the way they came to school, the way they was dressed, I could tell that they was misfortunate. But I feel like I built a relationship with them by little conversations like, so what we eating for lunch today? Like, do you eat this? Do you eat that? Like, and like whatever I would buy myself, I would get him some. So it started off that way, making him, building that bond with him, let him know like we can eat together. Like, so like it was one time I went to Chick-fil-A and I asked him the day before, like, what you eat from Chick-fil-A? You like Chick-fil-A? He's like, yeah, I like Chick-fil-A. All right, I bought nuggets. Came to school, gave him his nuggets, like when I snuck and gave him the nuggets, though. Didn't let the whole classroom see it. It was like, wait for me in my classroom. I walked the rest of the students down to the cafeteria. He waited there for me, and then I gave it to him and then told him, enjoy your day. Like, it's just little things that you have to pay attention to. I know that they don't like eating the school lunch all the time, and I feel like he don't get a good meal when he go home either. So you just find little ways to, ease in again, but not too much because you don't want to, you don't want to draw that line where somebody's parent upset with you, like, went and bought their child something inappropriate or, because it was times where I had students in my classroom and they didn't have shoes, right? But to always offer the parents resources. So we have resources, volunteers, but you just have to build that relationship with the child first. So I started by food. Everybody love food. So I'm going to start with food with that child. And we're going to work our way up until I figure out what you need next. And that's my way.
Okay. Popcorn. It's popcorn. Go ahead, Brown or Kay. Which one y'all want to jump on?
That was good. So I'm gonna hop on just because I want to touch on something he said when she said, like kind of relating to them and finding something that they're into. So like how she had a trouble student. I kind of had a trouble student like that too. Barnes knows who I'm talking about. Um, he was really troubled. Like he gave all his teachers a hard time, always getting kicked out. Long story short, he would always act up in class. And I began, like, as we were going throughout the year, I noticed he can't read and he can't really write that well either. And that's the whole time, like, that's why he's acting up, is because of that. And so once I realized that, I kind of just leaned into the stuff he was good at. Like for example, he was good at like hands-on stuff, and he was also good at just like leading others, because a lot of kids followed him, even though he acted like leading others. So in class, I would kind of help more so with the hands-on stuff, or I'd make him feel more confident. Like the stuff he was good at, I'd have him do, like be class leader or take attendance, stuff like that. Or I found out he was into stocks. So I would always talk to him about stocks. Like, what stocks do you think is good? I would print out the stock market sheet, and he'd like to do like read the graphs and stuff like that. That was something he was good at. So then in my class, he would always act, whenever he came to my class, he wouldn't act up. The teachers would be like, how you get him not to act up? It's just relating to him, talking to him. And then when I found out he was struggling with that, I'm not going to call on him to read in front of the class. That's one of his fears. That's why he acts up in the first place. So just paying attention to those sort of things and helping them in ways I could. Like I know he couldn't read and write. So like sometimes I let him use his phone. Yeah, go on the notes on your phone to do your work to help you with your spelling. Like give him some sort of help and assistance that will help him be successful in the class and even in his other classes. Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, we know that young people act out. Brown, you touched on something, because before we got this ice storm, I had a young person come to my class, because every time that he get ready to be called on to read out loud, and the teacher know that he don't like it, but she still does it anyway. Right? We have to know our young people. We have to know them. And he would tear that room from one limb to the next. And to the point where they were like, can y'all call Deputy Lambert? I go around there. I do him with this number. Let's go. He come around the room. He'll sit, do his work, and finish his work. And she's like, well, I can't get him to do his work in that, because you know what he don't like, but you choose to call on him. You know he's struggling. So, Kate, it's the ball in your court right now.
What with me is just I think it's actually realizing what's that I'm not always the best option, to help somebody that's struggling, but it's to put them and place them in the right place, for that. And sometimes that's just my job, is to not always score, but actually maybe I got to pass and assist this somewhere else. Maybe this might be an issue I can't, even though I'm in this picture right now and in this situation, I might not be the one to solve it, and that's just for me to sometimes just the fight is to actually point them in the right direction to who better can assist you once you know what the struggling or what the case may be, because sometimes as mentors we try to be Superman and Superwoman, but sometimes that's not our job, and we only can do but so much, but actually it's somebody else's shoe to fill. But sometimes us just being there and being available and hearing exactly what struggling, what nature, like I said, sometimes even me having a autistic daughter is what's the reasoning behind her actions. Her actions is telling me something, but once I understand exactly why she's doing that, then now I understand, and now it's actually for me can help. So it's just come down, and that's my mindset as far as when I'm actually mentoring is, okay, I see the problem, but why is this problem happening? And once I talk about the problem, is to actually how can I solve this issue and solve this problem, and be man enough to understand that, hey, this is above my pay grade, but I have to point you in the right direction because I love you. I just can't let it stop right here. But I see you struggling. I see your issue. Like at my school now, we had a kid. He won the top basketball players in the school, but he can't make grades. So I actually went to his teachers behind his back to try to figure out what can we do to get him back on the team. So it's certain areas. Like I said, I can't help you academically, but I can point you in the right direction to get you back on team to where you need to be. Even though you might not know what you can't do, but I know that there is resources and stuff I had available to get you back to where you need to get to. And sometimes just mentoring, just be able to just say, okay, I can point you in the right direction and put you in the right place to be successful.
Wow. Knowing that you can't handle everything as a mentor, sometimes we have to give them out to somebody else, refer them to other people. And I like that, Kay. I do. I like that you said, listen, I might not can't handle this. I know what's my limit. I know we are live. If you have any questions for our deputies that's on tonight, please feel free to drop your questions so I can ask them the question that you want to ask. But we do have one question, deputies. How do you handle when someone else influenced them to do the opposite in which you advise them to do? I do. You telling the mentee don't do this, but you got somebody on the other side influencing them to do the op. How do y'all handle that? How do we have? That's from one of our audience. Somebody in our audience asking that question. Nikki P, I see you unmuted.
Yeah, so it's a conversation that has to be had. So yeah, it's a lot of them that's not going to listen to us. They want to learn the hard way. Even my own kids. So it's just a conversation. Once they break that rule, whatever you told them not to do, they come back, they realize that they messed up. And when they mess up, they come back to you, they come back home. So when you come back home, now we're going to talk about why you made that decision. Was it a good decision? How did it affect you? What was the consequences? Do you feel like you should have listened to my advice now that this has happened to you? You make them think about what they did. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk. You're going to think about the decisions that you chose to make. And that's how they're going to decide if they made the right decision or not.
Okay, mother. You done put that mother voice on tonight.
And then you put that mother.
I know you're right. You put that mother voice on tonight.
Yeah, because that had nothing to do with a deputy voice. That was all mama talking.
I felt like I did something wrong.
Hey, man, I was about to.
Okay, mother. She said, listen, I got to switch roles. Let me drop this nugget on y'all real quick and then come back. Kay, I see you unmuted.
I love it. I can say this because actually, it happened actually a week or two ago before all the snow. I actually asked kids, about them smoking. I actually talked to them. I said, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Then I get there the next day, then they all suspended for smoking. So at least it's a conversation we're gonna get back when we're gonna have a nice conversation when we get back. But the conversation with that is going to be showing them some grace. And because, like I said, it's I'm not the type of person that always like that point the finger because three fingers pointed back at you. I'm not always I'm not the cleanest guy. I know some of y'all might be a little more spiritual than I am, and a little y'all dot more I's and cross T's more than I do. But the reality of the situation is that I can't come at him and say that I haven't been there. So it's point that now you don't fail. Yeah, we get it. I'm with you, but we're gonna build you back up. We're gonna come up together. Because I'm not gonna talk to them in a place of perfection. Not gonna talk to them in a place of like I'm still having my struggle, still have my issue that I'm going through. So I can't get mad at you for you going through your things and you trying to maneuver it yourself, because there was times that I listened to somebody else that I shouldn't have listened to, and now I'm trying to recover from. So I can't forget that. And even I'm up there at 35, and I'm still have that struggle and that fight. Do I listen here? Do I listen there? And we can go on, and but it's that constant struggle. So I can relate to where they're going through, but at the same time, it's now they done did it, but I don't want to harp on it. But now it's how do we grow from it? And that's kind of what back up with Nick people saying, but it's just a place of now that it done took place is how you're going to approach them and the level in which they still need to know that you still love them even though you built them back up. Even like some of my players on the field, even when they make a mistake and different things like that, yeah, I'll be ready to break my foot off on them, But at the same time, it's now the mistake that happened. Now it's I got to build you back up.
Mm.
And that's what a lot of coaches and a lot of mentors sometimes they break them, so they break the kids all the way down, but never build them back up.
Mm.
And that's what it's and that's what it is, because we all gonna fall. But it's how you gonna get back up.
Wow. It's just like to remind you of that song, okay? We fall down, but we
Yeah.
get back up.
Come on now.
We get back up. We
Come
got
on.
to get back up. And it's the same way for your mentees. You got to help them back up. The Brown or Bonds, y'all want to hop in that? Or I got another question in the chat from the audience. The question in the chat is, who mentored you all? Who mentored you all?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Bonds.
My mentoring started at home with mom and dad. It started with my mother and my father, and they helped to mold and shape me into the man that I am, the man that I am today. But beyond my parents, I would have to say my pastor. Because for him to see, now my pastor he's only a few years older than me, but that really doesn't matter. The age of a mentor is anybody that's going to be able to mentor you, that's going to get you on the right path, that's going to get your mind right, so on and so forth. So I would have to say it came from my pastor. And when I say it came from my pastor, it came in a spiritual sense that I was able to put into a everyday sense of knowing, yes, I'm part of this world, but I'm not in this world. And knowing how to move, how to navigate with everything, and how life likes, and how to take things from a spiritual aspect and know how to take a step back, look at everything for what it is, and put Christ in it. And outside of that old cliche, that old question, what would Jesus do? But sometimes you have to ask, what would Jesus do? You got to learn. My pastor taught me how to remove myself from the flesh, and how to stop and let my spiritual mind come through at times. Yeah, it's times, don't get me wrong now, that flesh kick up. And when it kick up strong. And y'all know, there go Bonds again. but I would have to say definitely my pastor, because everybody says their past is the best, but my past is the best.
Whoa, wait a minute
my
here,
past is the best. Hey,
Bishop.
I got to throw it out there. Dr. Thomas E. Cunningham.
Oh, as long as you know who your pastor is, awesome. We're good to go. As long as you know his name.
But he's made me a better man from where my parents left, when my parents stopped. He picked up, and I become a better person for that.
Wow. Brown, I want to hear from you, Brown. Who mentored you?
I would say my parents, really. I was the oldest of 5, so I didn't really have a mentor per se. So that's why I always try to be that mentor that I always try to be that mentor that I wish I had, because there was a lot of mistakes that I feel like I've made that could have been avoided if I had a proper mentor. Because, parents, they can mentor us, but so much, you still get influence. So I would say, really my mom a lot, my dad, and I have an aunt too, who's about 10 years older than me, and she's helped a lot throughout my life. But really based off of just my own mistakes, making mistakes and learning, and teachers maybe stepping in, maybe looking at some teachers a certain way, but not too many mentors.
Nikki P, what you got for us? You done dropped the mic and preached hard, and here we go.
I would say I had different mentors in different stages of my life. I feel like they have changed. I would say everybody said their mom and dad in the beginning, but I was that problem child. I didn't listen to my mom. I ain't gonna lie. Like, so, and being the oldest, like, it's harder too because it's like I'm supposed to set the example for my younger siblings. It's like, well, who gonna talk to me? So I had a older female cousin, and like when I started liking boys, like my mom like, you're not talking on the phone to no boys, you can't do this, you can't do that. I would go and talk to my female cousin, like she don't let me do nothing. I can't even talk to a boy on the phone. She want me to be gay. Like what if she want from me? And like I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah. So like I
Yep.
had her. And she helped me do a lot. Like she would come and get me, and she styled me for my prom, and she met my boyfriends. Like she was my go-to person.
Yeah.
Um, and like in my adult life, I like my pastor, but it's certain stuff he can't know. Like it's certain stuff I can't go to him about. I want to keep that relationship the way it should be. So, but on a spiritual note, he is a mentor as well. But also, like at the agency, like I had a female mentor that started with me when I first when I would say my interview process. The interview process, y'all know how when we get interviewed, if you have tattoos, you have to show your tattoos. You have to write down what it means and where it is located on your body and things to that nature. So this particular female deputy had to take a picture of one of my tattoos. And I was like, so if I have to show you something, like we best friends now, right? Because I gotta take off this and show you my tattoo. And she has been honestly a good mentor to me. Like when it's testing time, she called me. When I've been through certain situations at the job, she's called me. And then Lamb, I ain't gonna lie, you that second mentor for me. You are that mentor for me. Like,
Great.
and it's not for show, y'all. Like, y'all know I call this man bro. I will get on his nerves. I done cried in his ears a million times. Like, I will go to his school and get on his nerves. Like, he is my other mentor right now as we speak. So I said it's different phrases in your life, and you have different mentors. And Lamb is one of my mentors as well. All right, I'm out.
I love that. Drops the mic again. Dang.
Got me speechless. God have mercy. Kay. That Nikki.
To back up. I was actually gonna say the same thing, kind of what Nikki P was saying. But I know as when I was young, I really want to say my parents was really a mentor. I know they really set an example. Um, but it was actually, me playing football. A lot of my football coaches was actually, they actually somebody more that I linked on and actually, because I'm the only child, so I didn't really have that whole sibling thing. Didn't really have, but I gravitated always, to sports and me always was the one that they said had an old soul. So a lot of coaches, but they always saw something in me, even when I didn't see it in myself. They always saw something, so they always kept me close and kept saying, "No, this not for you. This make sure you here," and kept me on the right path. That was coaches all the way up to even my college career. Coaches that I still call to this day. That still there, and I can call them in any given time, any given moment. Agency wise. My mentors, he actually went through a tough situation, but he still through it all. I won't change it back. He went through a tough situation, but he's still my mentor nonetheless. He didn't give up on me, and I'm not gonna give up on him. He was my FTO, and he showed me the road for years until he had a moment, and still that was good dude, good dude to me, and highly respect, and I know that before a situation I could call him any given time, any given moment, and I'm sure after he come out, he's still there. um and Even HC wise now, look at even my squad mates. I can't tell you how much y'all done mentored me since I've been over here in this section. P got on me when I was time for me to quit this section. She said, "Why you didn't call me first?" So I make sure that before I make any move, I think I might have called about 3 weeks ago and said I was ready to put my papers in, and we had a conversation. So, but like I said, to the Harris, the Bonds, the P, the Brown, think it's more of the section unofficially or officially, but we're gonna leave that alone. But the core folks, I love you all to death, man, and I couldn't have done it without you. And then last but not least, be my pastor that's I'm mentored with.
Wow. Wow.
Drops mic. That was beautiful, Kay.
I'm in a wild moment right now.
Thank you. We love you.
You all are an amazing bunch of young people, and that's crazy. We got to keep ourselves young, and we do. And for that question, I want to answer that question, and then I'm gonna ask y'all one more question, and I'm gonna let y'all go. You know how them preachers say we're gonna let y'all go. But I want to say his pastor. You know, I had to go back to this. I had to go back to this. My pastor, Stephen Michael Smith, man. But I want to hit off on my mentor coming up, and it's crazy. My older brother, he would not allow me to do nothing. We couldn't hang on the corner with him. He would send us in the house, and he would lay me out. And I'm grateful for that opportunity, right? For that. Because if he allowed me to do anything else, I don't know where I would be right now, right? So I'm grateful for him. And as I got older, when I started out in ministry, y'all, my CEO, Elder McAdoo, took me under her wings. And I have been her little brother ever since. It's been years. And I can count back all the way to 2014 or 2013. And it's been a blessing to have a mentor where I can call her and she just listen. And I think I did something one time, and she read me the right act. And I said, you know what? Never again. It ain't gonna never happen again. Won't have to read me right. And sometimes she might get on me and say, oh, bro, how you doing today? Or she might text, say, I ain't heard from you all week. I'm like, sister's been busy. And then my pastor, I've been at the Mount Moriah Baptist Church for a while now. My pastor has poured into me where people don't know, right? I've called them, moments where I called upset, telling him, and Pastor, I'm going to flip on somebody in a minute. And he'd say, Lamb, you better get yourself together. And we had this conversation, right? Then, it was one time when I first started at Mount Moriah, my pastor, and I will never let this down. My pastor told me not to sit on the pulpit. Not to sit on the pulpit. He said, Lambert, you sit in the choir loft, because the way our church is, the choir loft is right behind the pulpit. Don't sit in the pulpit. I had to do, I think, invocation that morning. And me hard-headed, listen to somebody else. And yeah, sit right here. You can sit right here. I sat in the pulpit doing service. Do you know my pastor got up and did invocation himself? And I'm sitting there like, I thought I was supposed to do invocation. In my head, I'm thinking, do you know after service, he said, what did I tell you? I'm like, God, you told me not to sit in the pulpit. But I said, well, Pastor, they told me. And he said, no, what did I tell you? And that's what mentors do. Real mentors are not going to chastise you in front of people. And my pastor laid me out in his study. And I don't think I ain't been in trouble with him or Charmaine ever since. Now, anybody else? I've been in trouble with them a lot. Anybody else, like Nikki P, my calendar is starting to stack up. You all, I've been in trouble with y'all at Bonds. But I ain't been in trouble with my mentors in a while. And I ain't trying to get in trouble. It's wonderful to have mentors. It's wonderful to have people to go to and have conversations to be able to express yourself. I can call my mom up. We all say we can call our parents up. The ones, if your parents still alive, you call your parents up. I have other mentors where when I was in the school system as a being a student, I can call them up. But my spiritual mentor has been a backbone to me, even in the stage, even coming into policing. My pastor came to my graduation, and I was new to the mountain. My elder Charmaine McAdoo, she's been to my graduation, graduated from college. She's been at every step. When I didn't want to go to college, when I told people college wasn't for me, they've been there. So I'm grateful. All right, we all are grateful for the mentors. If you all, and this, I don't want you to think hard. If you all can drop a nugget for somebody that's listening tonight, getting ready to go there, y'all. Somebody that's listening tonight. Somebody need a nugget from you all as deputies. Somebody wants to go in the career of law enforcement. Somebody don't want to go in there, but they want to be able to trust the police, trust law enforcement officers. What nugget can you leave anybody tonight? I would like to hear from all four of you all. What nugget can you leave tonight? Because y'all been dropping the mic all night long on me. And I think when I go back to look at this, and people are going to say, this was a drop the mic moment for these mentors. You all are deputies. You all are phenomenal people. Y'all are dads. Y'all are moms. I've seen you all as moms and dads, and not just deputies. You all are more than deputies in the uniform that you wear every day, in the organization that you work for. You all are an amazing, amazing bunch of people. And I am grateful to ever met y'all. I'm grateful that the Lord has put me in y'all place, and put me in the circle that you all are in. So if you could leave a nugget for anybody tonight that's going to watch this, that's going to replay this, what nugget can you leave them tonight? And I'll let you all do popcorn. I see the deep look like he's about to unmute. Oh, Nikki P.
Go ahead, Nikki, you first.
Drop fear and pick up faith.
Drop fear. Okay.
I got a couple of them, but the biggest killer is doubt. The biggest killer is doubt. Never doubt yourself. Always move forward and stay true to yourself, and never let anyone sway you. Stay true to yourself. Be your authentic self. Never sell yourself out for something that you think that's going to get you ahead without getting it on your own merit.
Taylor Brown.
This is one that has stuck with me, and I actually learned this from my former sergeant. But don't take no for an answer, especially if it's something you really want to do. There's always going to be obstacles, no matter what it is you want to do. There's always going to be things that come in the way, but never look at it as a no. Just look at it as a reroute. Like, okay, whatever I'm trying to do, this has happened. Yeah, this is going to delay me, but what other ways can I go to get me to where I'm trying to go? All right. So it's never a no. It's just a maybe later or not right now. But God always blesses you when you're especially when you're a good person, you believe in him, he will bless you. So even if he says not right now, at some point you will get what it is that you're wanting, but just don't give up. Don't take no as an answer.
Reroute. Don't say no.
There's no, it's a reroute. That's it.
Okay.
My.
Doc.
One of the famous quotes that always stuck out with me is it's really, your life is really 2 days. It's the day you was born and the day you finally realize why. So nugget I just leave you with is to really challenge yourself. Really look yourself in the mirror and say, what's the vision that God has for me? What am I here to do? Each and everybody is here to affect this world in some way or another. And how Nikki P is going to affect this world is different than how I'm going to affect this world. How Lambert's going to affect this world is different. How Barnes going to affect the world. How Brown how Brown's going to affect this world different than all of us. You know, but once we realize exactly what we were destined to do, and then go after that thing, not go after not go after somebody else's dream, not go after what Instagram may have may have created for us, or AI may have a chat GBT may have given us based on our IQ, or whatever the case may be. Is what did God give us, and what is our purpose in society. And once he reveals to us, yes, it's going like Brown, I love what she just said as far as can't take no for an answer, because if God gave it to you, God gonna make sure you get it, and it's gonna come to pass, and it's just a matter of time. But enjoy the journey till you get there. The journey is like I said, it's going to be some potholes, it's going to be some hills, going to be some valleys, going to be some mountains, going to be all that within your journey. But once you get there, and you're gonna look back and say, first of all, Lord, how did I get over? Thank you that I got over, and all this was waiting for me on the other side.
Oh,
Woo!
So you get there, and you get there. And you get there, but no matter how many no's you take to get there, no matter how many people walk away from you before you get there, trust me, get there, because you're gonna look back and say, "Thank you," and I thank you, and it's gonna be some tears along the way. It's gonna be some lonely days along the way. It's gonna be some people gonna walk away from you. People are even gonna call you crazy, and people, and might be sometimes even the people in your household,
mm.
or some people in your corner. But I'm letting you know, don't give up, don't take no, and you keep pressing with everything you have, and you get there, even if you got to get there all by yourself. So I'm yep, that's about it.
Wow, wow. You got me again. You got me again. You got me again. What is our purpose? What is the vision God has for you? This is not a no, it's a reroute. Don't take no for an answer. Stay true to yourself. The biggest killer is doubt. Don't fear, pick up faith. Man, I'm telling you, if nobody got nothing from tonight, as a mentor, y'all, see, people got to come back and watch this, y'all. They got to come back and watch this, because they don't see you. People see you all, majority of you all in uniform, didn't see the authentic side of you tonight. And I'm so grateful you said yes to come on the Mentor Connect show tonight. I am so grateful. I am honored that you all said yes, took time out your schedule to say yes to tonight, because somebody needed to hear everything that you said tonight. They needed to hear, oh man, they just don't put on the uniform, a gun, and a badge. They are real people. They are authentic people. Do we make mistakes? Yes. Do we learn from our mistakes? Yes. We pick up and keep going. And I want to add to this is my family, my colleagues, my family. Don't take the elevator to get to the top. Take the stairs. You know why you're taking the stairs? Because you can endure the pain and the journey to go up the steps. You know, some people reach the top so fast, it's because they took the elevator because they thought it was faster than the steps, and not knowing that there was no endurance going up, you just going straight up. You don't even have to fight for nothing. But when I take the steps, I'm fighting for something. There's some endurance. Man, I want to tell you all on behalf of our CEO, thank y'all so much tonight. To our audience, I want to thank you all. As we wrap up tonight, I want to thank our deputies for showing what mentorship looks like through service, consistency, and care. What they do in the school, what they do on the football field, what they do in their real life, what they do as parents. They gave it to you all tonight. to the young people that might be watching, that is watching, that's going to rewind this and watch it again, just to see how can I connect with them? How can I connect with Free2Prayz? Reach out to Free2Prayz Solutions Inc. We're on every platform, Instagram, Facebook. We're on YouTube. I think we have one of the best CEOs in the world. And the reason why, because she have a heart for God. She have a heart to serve people. And one of the good things about Free2Prayz, we just don't serve people in Baltimore City, Baltimore County. We serve the whole state of Maryland, the entire state of Maryland. We have components for everybody. We have a mentor component. We have one of our directors. She teaches on how to do a resume. We have a grievance section. We have where if you're a minister, we have an alliance, ministry alliance, where we support ministers that's out here just coming up. We got men to men, where men get together and have authentic conversations. And this Free2Prayz Solutions, they have been a blessing. This organization has been a blessing to many people in the state of Maryland. Speaking with our CEO, she's doing a project now, helping families out now. Listen, I am so grateful for my colleagues, my family. They don't know how my heart is overwhelmed. Really, heart is overwhelmed that they took the time out to come on Mentor Connection. Our co-host, she is not here, and we want to celebrate and thank God for her in her absence. But I'm just excited. I'm excited, and I thank you, Corporal K, Corporal Brown, Deputy Barnes, and Deputy Purse for coming in here tonight. And Barnes, you are at work and took the time out to come on in. We also want to celebrate K on this platform, as he's soon to be Dr. K. He is soon to be Dr. K, and we thank God for what God is doing for him in his life. And to Barnes and to Nikki P, that is testing this year to be corporals. We are claiming it right now that there'll be corporals coming up. It's a lot going on in here in this unit, and I believe that we are the heart of the agency, because if we can reach these young people at the age that they are, we can turn some things around. Rob, his book, getting ready to come out with a book. One of our other colleagues, he's getting ready to come out with a book. So we're so excited about all the work that's taking place here. And then I'm just excited. I'm excited. And I want to say thank you all again to our viewers. Thank you all. I don't see any more other questions in the chat. So on behalf of Free2Prayz and our CEO, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for being with us. God bless you all. Until we meet again, in the near future, part 3 is coming. I'm glad that my squad was part 2. Part 3 is coming with some other mentors. We are doing some greater work here. And the book is called Awakening the King. That is Deputy Harris, Corporal Harris' book that's coming out, Awaken the King. So thank you all. Love you all. Until we meet again. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay encouraged. Love you guys.
May the Lord bless you real good.